a nice gun. Oh, hi everybody. I just love a Glock 30. Just a little heavy, a little bricky, no doubt about it, but man, what a sweet shooter. If only they could make one like that, about, well, thinner and maybe about half the weight, you know, in 45 would be cool. Kind of like my 26 here. You know, you got a thinner slide and thinner grip and everything. It's just a lot more convenient. Wait a minute, that's 36? Oh, 45 auto. Okay, I forgot. I had my 36 out here. Yeah, which is thinner and lighter. That rascal's been hiding behind my Desert Eagle, I don't know, I guess years. I just kind of forgot about it. Someone had actually requested that I shoot it sometime on video. I'd forgotten I brought it out here to do that. But it is thinner, you know, 36. It is 45 ACP, and it doesn't weigh as much, and it's very thin as Glocks go. Those of you who've shot one, it really is. So that's mainly what we're going to do today, just give you a look at the Glock 36. And I'm always attracted to the 30, of course, because it's really a sweet shooter, just like the 21. 21, excuse me. Forgot my Glocks. So let's just try this thing. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 magazines for it, and this is one Glock. You can't just stick all the other, like the Glock 21 mags in it or the Glock 30 mags in it. You don't have that interchangeability. You have single stack mags that hold 6 rounds, and that's it. As far as I know, there's no alternative to that. I had a Glock 36 when they first came out. I bought one, in fact, and paid a premium price for it, I recall, quite well. And because you just couldn't find them, and everybody was scarfing them up. But I never did like the magazine capacity or the extension on the mag. So I'll get into a little bit of the complaining here in a minute. We'll take a few shots and just kind of hash out some of the things about this rather unique Glock in a lot of ways. It's just different than most of them. So take a couple shots and see what I think. I have not shot one in a long time. Okay, very thin grip. I did put some Talon grips on it so I could, you know, so it feel better to me, get a better grasp and, you know, grip on it. Those are for the subcompact. They fit pretty well. I'm not sure. I'm kind of thinking that they make some for the Glock 36, but those are okay. All right, let me see if I can hit anything with this gun, see how it feels. All right, she's empty already. Let's use the old mag pouch here. Put a couple mags in this. There we go. Kind of like an old 1911. I guess 1 round less. You got 6 plus 1, 7 rounds. And let's see here. Let's try a 2 liter right off the bat. Yeah. That was nice. Interesting. Huh. It shoots. Puts the bullets where they're supposed to go. No doubt about it. Try that again. Huh, empty. Interesting looking magazine too. Big flat follower on it. Quite a little different there. You may not have seen any of those before. You know, the Glock 36 mag. It's a different sort of animal. It's almost like something I know the company made. You know, the Glocks are Glocks, aren't they? I obviously have a few different types of magazines, and they're easy to almost mix up. You have to look at them and see what's written on them and all that. And I can't read very well, so I have to really be careful. But these are just different, different design, different look, single stack. The gun itself is quite different. You know, that grip is very thin. It's very thin. And it just never did really feel great to me, I guess because of that thinness. Without the Talon grips on it, it feels really bad to me, I have to say. I remember when I had mine back in whenever that was. Wow, that was early 90s, I guess. I had rubber wrapped around it, and I had extra rubber packed on the side, and I had all kinds of things, kind of like I did with an early AK. I had a sock taped to the back of the stock, you know, to get some length to pull out. John's always laughed at the things I've done to these guns to get them to feel good. But, you know, I'm a function guy over form, actually. I want the thing to work the way I want it to work, to feel good to me. I have to say, with the sandpaper grip, it feels a lot better to me. But it's very thin. It's just a really different feel. And I would guess a lot of people love the feel of it, because one of the common criticisms of the Glock, you know, is the fat grip. So this one is different. It has it does not have the big fat grip on it. You'll have to admit that. Now the slide is pretty much like the subcompact slide or the 9. We did a little measuring. Let me just get my calipers out here. It's, as best I can tell, it's the same as the subcompact Glocks. Let me get, this is a 26 right here. All joking aside, you know, so we've got basically the same thing. You know, the 26 or 27 slide, you know, either 19, 17, you know, the 9mm 40 slide. Okay, so put on there, and put on this. Now somebody said they thought there was a little bit of difference. Maybe there is. If you look it up, I don't know. I can't really see any difference. If it is, it's like a hair's difference. It's negligible. I can't imagine making a slide a different thickness if it's almost imperceptible, but I don't know. So you got essentially the same slide width there as you do on the subcompacts, but you're shooting a 45 caliber, cartridge. And I recall when the 45 Gap came out, thinking that, ooh, that's interesting because it comes in a subcompact and all that. And I thought that and I don't want to change subjects, but I thought that the 45 Gap was like the same gun as the 26 or 27. The same slide and everything as the 9 and 40, and I got to looking, because in some of the literature it did list them as the same thickness, and I picked a couple up in shops, and they're not. They are thicker, regardless of what the literature says around that you see. They are thicker. They're not quite as thick as the Glock 30 or the Glock 21, but they're thicker. So, but anyway, and that's an issue. I talk a lot about thickness on slides, but because it's an issue, it has a lot to do with weight. It has to do with holster, comfort. You know, so again, you folks that take your guns out to the range and the gun rarely ever gets in a holster, you just pick it up, load it, and you shoot it. And the most important thing to you is how it feels and how you can hit with it and the recoil and all of that. Some of these things I talk about, I realize are not as important to you. Okay, so, but they're really important to a lot of people, particularly in this country with carry permits and that kind of thing. So, what else do I want to show you about it? So we got the thickness. Now, I'll tell you one thing I wanted to show you is that I think I had forgotten myself. The slide length on the Glock 36 is not a subcompact either. It is a longer slide. It is almost exactly the length of the 19, the 23, okay, those guns. And then by the time you get this extended magazine in it, I held it up to my 23. I don't have my 23 out here, but I held it up beside it, and it's basically the same profile as a 19 or a 23. Because with your 23 and your flush magazine or your 19, you know, all the dimensions are essentially the same, except I guess your grip is a little thinner on this gun. You know, slide's the same thickness, same length, but the grip is thinner on this gun, okay, because it is single stack. So if you were thinking or laboring under the misconception that it is a subcompact, it's the same size as a 26 or a 27, it's not. It's a size of a 19, okay, just as the 30 is. It's basically the same as the 30. You know, the 30 is essentially the same profile and size of the 23 or 19, okay. You see the length of the slide is the same. The 30 just thicker. You can see the thickness there, can't you? That 30's got a chunk of a slide. Okay, and then the grip, as you can see, you know, they're essentially the same height. You know, if I set them on the table, there's not much difference with the extension on the mag. And I recall when I had my 36 back in the day, kept waiting, thinking someone would come out with a flush magazine, and I would have liked it a little bit better. Of course, it would have just held, I guess, 5 rounds, but that's the trade-off, you know, capacity versus thickness and all that. So that's kind of how it fits in size. In weight, it's very similar to the 26. It's about a ½ ounce heavier, empty, than the 26. Okay, about a ½ ounce heavier. So not much difference there. I think it was 4 ounces. It was 4 ounces, I believe, heavier or lighter than the Glock 30. You know, Glock 30 is pretty chunky, pretty heavy. So it's about 4 ounces heavier, I believe it was. So that's kind of where it fits on the scale of things, size-wise and all that. Big advantage is to the people who like this gun, love this gun, is the thin grip. People with small hands love that. And the fact that it shoots a 45. It's about the smallest package you can get like this in a Glock or a Polymer Wonder of any kind, I guess, that shoots a 45. Maybe Carr makes one that's smaller. I'm not sure. I've not experimented with some of their larger caliber guns. Okay, so you got 6 rounds, 6 plus 1. That's what you've got with this. All right. Well, let's see if this thing will shoot long range, or if I can shoot at long range. I'm sure it will. Oh, see where to hold, where it wants to go on that gongy out there. All right. Okay, I think I was holding around the bottom when I hit. Put a few more on it. All right. Maybe, I'm not going to roll all the animals, but I'll do a couple of them maybe. All right. It's like all Glocks. They are accurate. You just hold them steady. Now, it does jump. You folks that, of course, one reason we want to bring this to you is give you my mindless, brainless impressions of it. If you don't like recoil, if you think the Glock 27 is too much for you to handle, I think you might not like this gun, because it does jump a little bit. It's got a little bit of I don't know, a recoil to it, you know. It's not snappy, as they say, like the 40, but it does, you know, you're shooting a gun. Let's put it that way. You know you're firing a gun. It might have more jump to it than any Glock that's made. Okay, now that's my impression right now. I haven't shot it much at all. I shot a couple of mags through it, so let's try a couple more. Maybe you can tell, I don't know, just from seeing it, seems to print high for me. I got a hold on the bottom of the target. Let's try that goat again. Okay. Runs out too soon. Runs out of bullets. One more animal. Oh, he doesn't want to fall. It's that guy. There we go. Had to get him. Woo! All right. All right. This single stacks just don't hold a lot of ammo, but that's okay. This is primarily a carry gun.